in finding and conclusion subsection of your research report, you want to provide solutions. If you remember in the very beginning, we tried defining research as finding solutions of proposed problems. So now this is the stage where you provide solutions. After having, gone through all those stages of proposing your research questions, and then doing literature review, then designing your questionnaire, distributing your questionnaire, analyzing your data. Now you are in a position to suggest and share with your audience what are the findings, what are those solutions, what are those answers that you have come up with after going through all these stages of your research. So you being young researchers, I recommend that you write down those research questions again, the ones that you stated in the very beginning, and then give us one by one the answers. How would you give us answers? You will give us answers by relying on your data analysis. So the analyzed data would enable you to provide findings. So what is findings? Findings is, in nutshell, the answers of your RQs. So you do not add anything new at this stage. It's just you rewrite those questions that you proposed, your RQs, your research questions in the very beginning, and how your data is enabling you to suggest the answers, suggest the solutions. So this is what we mean by findings. After findings, you can have a discussion on why you have come up with those findings. I mean, this is the stage to develop a sort of discussion on what you believe is the reason behind those findings. Not a lengthy discussion, obviously, based on your understanding, based on your command on the topic. You will write that how these findings have emerged, or how you have capacitated yourself to come up with these answers. Right, so after findings comes conclusion. So findings and conclusion go hand in hand. Obviously, once you are in a position to prepare findings, then they will lead you towards your conclusions. So conclusion is more like a summary of your findings. So all those findings that you earlier, all those research questions that you individually answered in your findings, now you will probably consolidate them in a paragraph or so. You will write like an abridged version of your findings. So you will sum up what new things you have added. So again, I will refer to the definition of research that we proposed in the very beginning, that research is a process in which we add new knowledge. It's a process of creation of new knowledge. So in conclusion, you will be sharing that what new knowledge you have added. What is the outcome of your research? So that concrete outcome is also called thesis statement. So this thesis statement is different from the thesis statement of an argumentative essay. In argumentative essay, your thesis statement is your stance towards the topic. Here, your thesis statement in conclusion in research paper is an outcome of a rigorous process of doing research. So in conclusion, you write what is your contribution, what new knowledge you have added, and that primarily forms your thesis statement as well. Two more things are there in your conclusion. One, the limitations of your research. I mean, how could you have improved your research. What aspects you could not cover in your research. So that is what we mean by limitations of research. As an honest researcher, it's our responsibility to highlight the limitations. We do not put things under the carpet, rather we surface them, because you then ensure that future researchers, the ones who are going to take up the similar concept or idea or research questions again, they may not have to face these problems. So basically you identify those problems, and now those problems can be because of limitations of time, limitation of expertise, limitations of resources. So you mention all these things very explicitly, that if I had more time, instead of 50, I would have collected data from 150 participants. Yeah? ठीक है? So ये आप लोगों ने खुद से इन चीजों पे बात करनी है limitations के section में. If you were having trouble understanding something, you will write it in your limitation subsection as well. The last thing in your conclusion is future research dimensions. So in your conclusion, you write down that what future researchers should do in the similar area. Because now we feel that you have become experts in your field. Eventually, I mean, after having spent so much time working on one domain, you become experts. So you have taken the knowledge from point A to point B. Obviously, you can't do everything. So now you are suggesting that future researchers should take it from point B to point C. So you are suggesting them that how far you have come and what you have not done, what others should do. So in simple ways, you can say that I have constructed 2 stories of this building, but there is a potential that 3rd and 4th floor can be constructed as well. So this is how you suggest them future research dimensions. I mean, apparently it might seem a little technical, but it's very easy. I mean, naturally you develop this ability to suggest that what should have been done or what can be done in future. It's not that hard at all. So this concludes the last chapter of research, that is findings and conclusion as well.